Amazon uses software to commit racism, lawsuit alleges. In the new world of machines, robots, artificial intelligence, AI, chatgpt, which is a generative pre-trained transformer, black people no longer have to worry about the CIA, the FBI, or the KKK. They now have to worry about tech companies like Amazon, who uses software to commit racism upon black people. Black people no longer have to worry about white people lynching them in trees. Black people no longer have to worry about crack cocaine, which was a government operation that was used to lock up blacks in America and enrich their white Christian brothers on the police force. While Nancy Reagan was saying just say no to drugs, her husband Ronald Reagan was bringing crack cocaine into black communities. They were paying Manuel Noriega hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars per year to infest these communities with their poison. Nancy and Ronald Reagan were sleeping in the same bed in the White House. And they had Nancy Reagan fooling all of y'all in America. A black male Amazon employee even talked about my crack cocaine shirt that I had on one day. And he told me I was one of their victims. I was on crack cocaine for several years during that period. And then they want us to believe that they are our friends. And they tell us, come vote for me. Well, black people now have to worry about all of these tech companies like Amazon who are committing high-tech racism. Civil rights activist and comedian Dick Gregory said that he wasn't afraid of the white men in sheets, who are the KKK. He said that he was afraid of the white men in suits in corporate America. And this was true. Because the white men in corporate America are the ones who control the lives of black people. They are the ones who can hire and fire a black man. They are the ones who control whether you pay your rent or eat food. In the lawsuit against Amazon, plaintiff Richard Thomas alleges the following: race or skin color discrimination by Paula, supervisor in Transship Department in December 2020 and January 2021. Number 1. Thomas was told on 5 occasions to work in another department, the ship dock. Number 2, Thomas was in the transship department during December 2020 and January 2021, and he was told by Paula and Santiago to work in the ship dock area. He was told, along with a Hispanic man, a Bangladeshi man, to go to the ship dock area, and an African water spider employee. Thomas looked around, and Paula left 3 white employees in the transship department. Thomas thought about this as being discrimination, but didn't say anything. Number 3, it happened again on a second day. Thomas didn't say anything, but it solidified his thoughts of race or skin color discrimination. But Thomas said that he was going to open his mouth if it happened again. Number 4, it happened for the 3rd time. And when Paula told Richard on that day to go to the ship dock, Thomas shouted, "What happened? The white people don't work over there?" When Thomas said that, Santiago and other workers said, "Richard is a racist." Thomas replied, "You better call me a racist. The white people get to stay in here, and the black and other colored employees have to go to the ship dock area and do more work." One of the white employees, Demi, said that she was going to report Thomas to HR. Number 5, on the 4th day, Thomas was working in transship, and the work on his conveyor belt stopped coming. The work then increased on the white workers' lane, and a Hispanic man asked, "What's going on here?" He scanned the work on the white workers' lane, and it was the work that was previously coming down the plaintiff's lane. The Hispanic worker said, "Paula is switching the lanes." The Hispanic worker took Thomas to the Hispanic worker's computer, and he showed Thomas what Paula was doing. Paula was diverting the work from the plaintiff's lane to the white employee's lane. Thomas shouted at the Hispanic worker, "I told you I ain't stupid." The Hispanic man looked at Thomas and told Thomas, "I ain't stupid." Then after that, Paula called Lynn, a supervisor, on the walkie-talkie and told him to get Richard because Richard wasn't working. Paula didn't want to tell Richard to go to the ship dock because he opened his mouth on the previous day about the white people not going to the ship dock. Number 6. Then Santiago and Paula retaliated and tried to transfer Richard out of the transship department. Santiago got his friend that was supervising in the flats department to get Thomas trained for the flats department. And Thomas refused, and Santiago's friend told Thomas, "I am disappointed." And then he gave Thomas a look filled with animus and hatred. Number 7. On the 5th day, a Saturday, it happened again. Thomas opened his mouth and told Santiago, "I ain't going anywhere." Paula is in here switching the lanes to the white workers so that it could look like the black workers are not working. And then when I ask if the white workers don't work over there, y'all wanted to call me a racist? Santiago then stated, "Are you claiming racism?" Richard shouted, "Yes." Santiago told Richard, "Don't scream at me. You need to speak to Justin." Richard replied, "Don't tell me to speak to Justin. Tell Justin speak to me." Paula came over to Thomas and asked him if he wanted VTO, voluntary time off. They wanted Thomas to go home without pay. Number 8. Justin never spoke to Richard, and they never wrote up the incident or contacted HR. They are supposed to write up productivity problems, employee problems, insubordination, and other incidents. But when management is committing discrimination, none of this is written up. Number 9. Paula was racially discriminating against the plaintiff and also using Amazon software or technology to commit racial or skin color discrimination against the plaintiff.